Wes Craven's thriller, A Nightmare on Elm Street, captivated audiences in 1984 with its dream-crawling villain, Freddy Krueger, breaking onto the horror scene. And only 1 year later, Craven delivered yet again with A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge. After Freddy's Revenge released, viewers automatically connected the main character Jesse to a queer identity. And although the filmmakers said that this was not intentional, Jesse became a queer icon. Including a queer character was revolutionary for the 1980s, but Freddy's Revenge creates a problematic depiction of homosexuality because it queer codes the main character Jesse, it uses the villain to represent homosexuality, it reinforces heteronormative outcomes, and it caused Mark Patton to lose his career. Let's start off by defining queer coding. Queer coding uses subtext to reveal a character's identity as queer when their sexuality is not plainly stated. Common methods of queer coding include using gay stereotypes and queer traits, such as walking, hand gestures, and certain abilities. Craven starts with Jesse's walk. Jesse walks very straight, upright, like a proper woman should. Another way that he queer codes Jesse is in the first scene, where Jesse tries to open a bus window but cannot. A few shots later, two girls are shown also trying to open the window, and they cannot as well. This shows that Jesse is as weak as the girls, not masculine, and therefore queer or sissy. Another scene where Craven queer codes Jesse is during a dance scene in his room. Jesse dances to this pop music, and he twerks, and he makes effeminate movements, and he even strokes a toy like a phallic image during one point at the end of the sequence. Another blatant scene where Jesse is queer coded is during a scene where him and his girlfriend start to make out. Jesse grows a giant tongue and freaks. He gets off his girlfriend and runs away. And the first place he goes to is his best friends, his male best friends. Another way that Craven queer codes Jesse is by using the final girl trope. The final girl trope is whenever a killer is interested in one girl, and it's usually the main character that we follow throughout the story, and she lives. She is the final person who is not killed. So instead of using a final girl, Craven uses a final boy in Freddy's Revenge, Jesse. And out of the three big thrillers, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, and Friday the 13th, Jesse is one of two final boys. The other final boy is Tommy from Friday the 13th. Tommy is Jason's arch nemesis, and he is buff and brave and masculine. Unlike Jesse, who is a sissy, he's weak and effeminate. So these are all the ways that Craven queer codes Jesse to show the audience that he is gay, even though it's not plainly stated. Another way which Freddy's Revenge villainizes homosexuality is portraying Freddy, the villain, as synonymous with homosexuality. It does this through a variety of scenes. First of all, Freddy appears physically in scenes with heavy sexual subtext. The first time that Freddy appears outside of the opening credits is when he asks Jesse for his body. He wants to possess Jesse's body in order to do evil. The second time that Freddy surfaces is during the bathroom scene. This is after Jesse was found in the gay bar by his gym teacher, his gay gym teacher. Freddy emerges and kills the teacher, and when Jesse looks down, he has Freddy's claws. So this is a synonym, or a symbol, that Jesse is Freddy. Jesse is gay. He is punishing this gay man because he is guilty, because he too is gay. This next scene is the Lisa scene, or the scene where Jesse is making out with his girlfriend. Freddy's tongue appears, and Jesse freaks out. He gets up, he leaves, and he runs to his best friend, Grady. And in Grady's room, Jesse has a breakdown. He professes that he's been seeing this man in his dreams, and he's killed people. He killed the gym teacher. One of Grady's responses is, "You want to sleep with me, sexually," to which Jesse has no good answer. And after they make the arrangement for Jesse to stay with him for the night, Freddy appears yet again. Not only does Freddy appear, but Freddy bursts out of Jesse's chest and slaughters Grady. Then, he runs away. So the Grady scene has a lot to unpack here. First of all, it affirms Jesse's identity, but it also shows how society reacted to gay men during the time. Grady causes Freddy to break out of Jesse's chest and take over. This is synonymous to a gay awakening. Literally, the gay is bursting out of Jesse's chest. And it shows us that Freddy was in Jesse the whole time. Jesse's been gay the whole time. Another aspect of the scene is that Freddy and homosexuality terrifies not only Grady, but also Jesse. Jesse is afraid that his homosexuality and his deviant behavior will kill Grady. And this was a big fear for gay men during this time period because of the AIDS epidemic. And after Freddy kills Grady, Jesse does not reappear like before. He has realized this is who he is. He is gay, and he goes on living like that in the form of Freddy for the next half of the movie. Another way in which Craven villainizes homosexuality is by reinforcing heteronormativity. Many final girls don't have boyfriends, but Jesse, the final boy, has to have a girlfriend. He has to, because not having a girlfriend would leave suspicions up to why he's not sexually active. Women who are not sexually active are pure. Men who are not are gay. Another way in which Craven reinforces heteronormativity is the ending of the story. Freddy turns back into Jesse in this factory because his girlfriend says that she loves him. In the end, Jesse stays with his girlfriend, even though the entire plot of the story is showing us that Jesse is gay and that he's finally starting to accept himself as gay when Freddy does not retreat back into his body. Jesse still returns to the heteronormative. He wants to be accepted, so he keeps his girlfriend. But in the very last scene, we see Jesse get on the bus with his girlfriend. He kisses her and he knows something's wrong. It's in this scene where Freddy returns. The homosexuality inside of Jesse, Freddy, is still there, and it's not going away. The last problem that A Nightmare on Elm Street 2 presented for homosexuality was Mark Patton himself. Mark Patton played Jesse, and during the time of filming, Patton was in the closet. After Freddy's Revenge was released, Patton was suspected of being gay. He was offered just gay roles, and when he turned those down, he was blacklisted. Being gay in the 1980s meant you were feared because of AIDS. Patton lost his career because of this movie that queer-coded his character so heavily, and that did not embrace his identity. Furthermore, in 2019, Patton released an autobiography called Scream Queen, which detailed the homophobic backlash that Elm Street caused for him. So overall, A Nightmare on Elm Street 2 was revolutionary for the time because it did include a queer-coded character. But it also created a negative view of homosexuality. It did this by reinforcing gay stereotypes by showing Jesse as a weak scream queen and a sissy. It perpetuates gay panic because Freddy is homosexuality. He kills and kills and he's terrifying. Everybody's afraid of him. It reinforces heteronormativity because Jesse goes back to Lisa at the end, even though Freddy, the homosexuality, is still within him. And it destroyed Mark Patton's career. And although it became a cult classic, A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, at the time of its release, it caused major uproar within the community